Welcome to Built on Brains, your innovation hub for innovation and patenting strategies. Here you will learn best innovation strategies and patenting strategies from the leaders of innovation. Today we have with us Mr. Vinayak Chavan. He is Vice President Engineering of Sigma Engineered Solutions. He has over 25 years of experience in this industry and several patents in his name. He has a strong background of innovation, marketing strategy, and product development. He leads the innovation team at Sigma Engineered Solutions. Throughout his career, he has earned several certificates including Lean Six Sigma, TRIZ, TPM, ISO, Sustainability, Industry 4.0, and AI. He continues to focus on cutting-edge technologies to stay ahead in today's competitive world. His journey is full of valuable lessons and achievements. Let's learn from him the best practices and the strategies. So I welcome Mr. Vinayak Chavan on this podcast, and I hope all the audience will love to listen from you.
Thank you so much, Sunit. I'm happy to be here in your studio for your podcast.
Can you tell me about your journey so far and how this has shaped your experience and career?
My landing in innovation was not a crash landing.
Okay.
I went step by step. So initially, I started with working for a tool room, and I spent 4 years there.
Great.
But it was a lot of learning because I could actually hone my technical skills there. We manufactured more than thousands of jigs, fixtures, and gauges.
Great. Okay.
And I was on shop floor, so it was not design part.
Okay.
So that shop floor experience taught me how the design has to be. So it was a basic learning. So we see that most of the people, they immediately start their journey on the design on the screen. But my journey started on the shop floor. And I could understand what are the fit and functions. I could understand the basic engineerings. So what your design, how they reflect actually the end tools or end product. So tooling was a product for us. So I considered that as a product. So how you design, how that converts into the product, that was a very good learning for me. And when I manufactured those tools and fixtures by my own hands, it gave me a lot of feeling at what tolerances you define on the design, how they actually reflect on your end products.
Actually, how it looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
So the H6 H7 feet or P6 H7 feet. So how they really actually feel to your hands, and that was actually my start of introduction to the engineering. And I started loving the engineering. My inclination earlier was to electronics and computers, but I got admission for mechanical. But when I started my first job, I really appreciate my first boss, who was a completely fully technical person. And it is your fortune that you start working with a person who is technical person, and that is helping till today. That 4 years what I spent there is helping me till today.
Great.
So starting from working on a tool room shop floor, then working for a company who was building their own products, challenging Chinese competitors as well as very street side product makers in India. So that taught us me the lot of systems and the costing of the products. So I worked for the Europa for 6 years, and I really appreciate my boss there, Salil Joshi. He is owner of this company. I learned a lot of things from him: how to build a system, how to do the costing, how to focus on your product, because your product, apart from a great idea, is also important how critically you think about that product and how you make that product successful from all the angles. So I learned a lot of things, and those 6 years were tremendous knowledge, because my job was end-to-end job. You design a product, you design a process engineering, and then you also are responsible for the quality. So you design the gauges also. So and if any customer complaints or if any problems are coming on the shop floor, you are only responsible. So typically what happens, the functions works in a pocket. If I am a designer, I have done my job, I have played my job. Now somebody is from the process engineering is playing his job. Somebody is from the quality, he is playing his job. But when you are responsible for through and through then you understand the other functions. You understand what are their requirements. So with that rich experience, when I went to the next step, that is my next job, Sigma Engineered Solutions, I when I design or innovate something, I know what does that mean, how to manufacture that product, how to inspect that product, because these three elements are very important: how your design is, how you are going to manufacture it, and how you are going to measure it. So apart from that, a lot of innovation came into the picture because we are competing with the lot of players in US and
US, right?
Canada. Also, the competition is from China and India.
Okay, okay,
But this is a commodity market, and you have to be very competitive.
okay.
So both the things you have to balance. You have to be, you are in commodity market. You have to be cost competitive. At the same time, you are actually innovative
Okay.
and creating your innovations, inventing new ideas, and making yourself a different player into the market. So this was my whole journey to land ultimately into the innovation and creativity and product design, starting from tool room.
So it is great actually to know that you started from so basics like designing also, manufacturing, quality control, and handling customers also. This is an entire chain, manufacturing chain that you have handled. So many people don't get this kind of opportunities, and
Yes.
I also think that the young generation doesn't have that privilege to work on shop floors right now.
Yes.
I think so. We had that privilege earlier. Now I think so. Everything is on computers, and I don't know how many people are working really on shop floors to see the product happening.
Yes.
And with 3D printing and everything, I think so. They have very less exposure to get this kind of experience. I think so.
Yes. So definitely it is a very helpful, because as I mentioned, when you yourself handle those products, you understand what are the pain points of your users,
Right. Right.
whatever the product you are designing. So it is very important experience, and I would say that I am fortunate that I could actually work with these people and such organizations where actually I could learn so many things from them.
That's great. That's great. With this knowledge, how do you approach innovation in your present job role?
A lot of tools and techniques are available which you can use, but you
Okay.
need to choose what is most suitable for your business and your organization.
Okay. Okay.
Based on that, or in sometimes you have to create your own model.
Okay.
So we kept a vision for our function, how we can offer the most value added product to our customers and consumers,
Great. Okay.
which will give them the sustainable cost proposition
Okay.
and also create a differentiation.
Differentiation. Okay.
So with this vision, we try to add the greatest value. Value is all possible positive features that you are providing divided by all the negatives.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a simple mathematics. So what value you are giving is in terms of easy installation, toolless designs,
Okay.
additional features,
Okay.
divided by how much time. So time is a factor which you need to divide. So time has
Right.
to be less than cost. Cost has to be less.
Right,
The
right.
weight, in some cases, you have to reduce the weight. So weight is a negative factor.
Okay.
So all positive factors divided by negative factors is the value.
Value
You have to
addition.
give your customers.
Customers. Okay.
So with this strategy, we have designed our own model.
Great. Okay.
We have a push and pull strategy. Pull strategy is all things which is given by your marketing after marketing research and talking to customers.
Okay.
So whatever the inputs they have from their side, and they know that what kind of products you want from the engineering function. So that we are designing for them. It is a pull strategy. So push strategy is what we anticipate, what customer wants, and we do the R&D, and then we innovate something, and we give them as a proactive solution to our marketing function. That is a push strategy.
Okay. Okay.
So that is how we work on these strategies, and the organizations which are balancing both the strategies, because both are important. The R&D work as well as the marketing, which defines, or your product management defines what you want into the market. So with that, actually, we launch the idea bank, and then that is how we work on those ideas,
Okay.
and that gives us the direction in which we need to actually go into the market. If you see most of the features, like you take an example of mobile phone or the automotive industries, the user most of the time doesn't define what they want. They don't know.
They don't know what people can give them.
Right. So what features? So It is not that every time user know what they want.
Okay.
It is the industry they want to educate.
Right.
That this is the feature actually you want.
You
Start
should use
using
it. It is a push strategy.
It is a push strategy.
Okay. Okay.
And that is how actually we adopt the things.
Okay.
So we have created a matrix
Okay.
wherein we analyze our ideas on the scale of business viability and innovation index.
Okay.
So we created a 4 quadrants. So whatever the idea is coming
Uh-huh.
has to fall in one of the 4 quadrants.
Okay.
So the idea which is having a highest business viability
Uh-huh.
and highest innovation index becomes our priority.
Great. Great. Okay. Okay.
Then the ideas which are falling maybe lowest business viability and best innovation index, those ideas we keep it in the idea bank.
Okay.
And those ideas can be used to further refine and at least push them in one of the quadrants, remaining quadrants.
Okay. Okay.
So ideas which is having the high business viability but maybe low index of innovation, that is also good because those ideas are also required to run the business.
Okay. Okay.
You cannot go, my idea will be always innovative. It is, the organization doesn't work that way. The organization also needs the ideas which are high on business viability. But in such cases, we consult with the patent experts. We take the opinions from them. We see the landscape in the market about the competition. And then we decide if something is high business viability idea, how we can actually make them more innovative. Can we add more features? And so that is why these ideas in the idea bank becomes very important. And those are the starting point in the next brainstorming sessions, or whatever the tools you are using to further refine those ideas.
That's interesting actually. So you have your own idea bank where people can put their ideas. That's how it is?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
Periodical sessions wherein people gather together. They we gave them the theme or a subject, and people start working on those themes, and they come up with their own ideas. And such ideas we actually put into the idea bank. Then there is a further analysis happens, and we see in which quadrant this idea is falling, and those ideas then prioritized based on that data. And further to this analysis, these ideas are again shared with, can say, the sales and marketing to get their opinions. Because we believe just to say innovation for the sake of innovation is not important. Your idea should solve the consumer's problem. So the consumer-centric ideas, and then you can see whether this idea is innovative or not innovative. That comes second.
Innovation comes second.
Innovation comes second.
Customers first.
Customer first.
Okay.
Understanding customer is the first point. Then comes the solution to that. When that solution is perfect and it is really solving the customer's problem, then customer will be happy. You will be successful into the market. How to make that innovative, or further how to add some of the more features, or how you can make that part as an innovative is a third part. So we don't focus that I want to do something very innovative. That is not a strategy. How I am going to solve my customers and consumers problem is a strategy. How to solve that problem is a process that might either adopt the innovative way, or there might be a very simple solution to that. But consumer is not saying that I want patentable idea. Consumer is saying I want to solve my problem. Or you identify that problem and you are trying to solve that problem. So that is how the things works. But I'll tell you, Sunit, what happens when you are really trying to solve a problem of your consumer, which nobody actually thought about it, it automatically becomes an innovation.
Maybe that problem is unique.
Yes.
And for that we have to give a unique solutions.
Right.
So good approach actually, taking the feedback from the marketing, sales and customers and then innovating it. Maybe sometimes it is innovative or may not be, but you should solve the problem of the customers. That is your priority.
Yes.
That's great. That's great to know.
So we call it as a critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
Not just innovative idea. But the idea which is helping your organization and really making you successful in the organization is what the parameters you need to add, the elements you need to consider, and then make it your idea as a next launch, or converting that idea into the product which you are going to launch.
With this, how do you decide where to invest your resources while developing a product?
So as I mentioned earlier, the matrix gives us a lot of inputs.
Okay.
So that actually tells us what is your priority.
Okay.
And one more strategy which we adopt is fail early.
Fail early.
So
Okay.
you don't have to go to the next stage and then fail, because then it is a very costly affair. So lot of verifications, validation has to happen on your concept at the early stage. You can have a critical discussions with your sales, your marketing, and your consumers directly, so that whatever you are giving them is a right solution or not. So that is a most critical aspect.
Okay.
And we have to actually decide that part at an early stage.
Okay. Okay.
And that also tells you what is your priority.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, if something is business viability is very high, definitely you have to give the priority.
Give it a priority.
So
okay.
that matrix tells us what is the prioritize, how to do the prioritization,
Okay. Okay.
and how to actually go into the market.
Okay.
And apart from that, we also have the phase gate reviews,
Okay.
wherein at every stages of the product design development, you stop, you discuss, and you decide whether to go ahead or not.
Okay.
And it is a very dynamic situation.
Okay. Okay.
Might be in the first stage you feel, no, this is a very great idea, and you can do that. But might be going to the next stage, till that time you will feel, no, it is not, now it is not good idea, because the cost is going very
Very
high.
high. Okay.
Because these inputs, you keep on coming to you as you progress into these stages.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'll tell you the critical part of, and it might be applicable more to most of the organizations. The critical part is we have three factors which are very dynamically playing on your concept. One is the technical part, how you're solving the problem of your users. The commercial part, or at what cost you are solving or giving that value. And third part is a legal part, which comes around the patent landscape.
Okay.
What is the infringement? What are the people actually already in that segment? So you have to play with these all three interrelated parameters. So if I am actually suppose adding a new feature, it is going to impact my commercial aspect, it is going to impact my legal aspect, because I don't know whether this added feature, how it is going to impact my patentability or my infringements, freedom to operate. So any change, or suppose tomorrow I decided, no, I want to cut the cost on this product, then to cut the cost, I need to play with the design. Again, you come back to your patent part.
Correct.
Again, you have to see technically whether how it is going to affect.
Okay.
Or sometimes you will find a already existed patent that is affecting your current product design.
Product design. Okay.
So you have to again change your design, which is again going to affect your commercial. Very difficult cycle, and you have to keep playing on all these three parameters.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'll tell you, this is a very difficult part in a whole gamut. At how you play all these three things and still create a best idea out of it.
Because your industry is very competitive, I think, so
Yes.
crowded with a lot of patents.
Yes.
Right.
And so having a internal knowledge as well as your expertise with your partners becomes very important.
Okay.
Because he should be also equally knowledgeable to what you are doing. He should be aware of your typically infringement studies or the patenting part. You hire from somebody outside. Right? You partner with someone.
Correct.
You still have to have some knowledge in your organization, but this is a very niche knowledge which you want, and you have to partner with someone. There are other functions which are also playing in that, because I don't know the exact process cost of something.
Right.
So I need to have that collaboration with my other functions.
Right.
So all this play or all this orchestra and juggle you have to manage, and then only you will succeed. So all these things basically decide what to develop, when to develop. So all these parameters are behind that, the metrics and the other part which I talked about.
Okay, so it's not that easy as I understand from you. Yeah, I got a good idea, very innovative product, but still I have to consider the cost, engineering, and IP.
Yes.
Patent infringement issues.
Yes.
Then only, even if it is a great product, maybe you will be not able to launch it, or maybe you have to further develop it or change it, right?
Yes.
So difficult task, I guess. Okay.
And any mistake in all these three can land you in a trouble, because you cannot make a mistake on your infringement studies. Anything, one single mistake, you did not know that patent is existed into the market, and you are launching, and then you come to know now I cannot go with this, and you are fully developed, your tools are ready, you are ready to launch the product. So any of them is a very critical parameter.
Right, right. Means if a single patent is missed out, and later on if you realize that it is a threat, your entire investment that you did on R&D, human hours,
Definitely.
development of supply chain and everything
Definitely.
is wasted.
Definitely.
Okay, so that's very crucial to know whether it is infringing or not at a very early stage. I have heard a lot of things about TRIZ actually. I am also curious to know or learn from you about TRIZ, what TRIZ is all about, and how any inventor can use that TRIZ method for his innovation. Does it really simplify the R&D aspect? I'm really curious about it.
Definitely.
Okay.
TRIZ is really a great tool.
Okay.
And we use a lot of other tools also.
Okay.
We have brainstorming, we have a scamper, we
Okay.
have mind mapping. We also use TRIZ. So why TRIZ is more important and the good tool is, I'll tell you. In 1946, the generic Altshuler, he was a Soviet engineer and inventor, and he studied millions of patents. And then based on that, he drew a conclusion that all innovations or all inventions have a fixed 40 principles that can be fitted into that. So you solve any problem only on the 40 ways.
40 principles are there.
In the 40 ways.
Okay. Is it true?
It's a true. They are also giving the award if somebody will come with the 41th
Okay.
way to solve any problem. You take any innovation,
Okay.
it can fit into that 40 principles.
That's great.
So he has made it that easy.
Okay.
And not only that, he also suggests using a certain metrics that out of these 40, which are these 3-4 you need to use.
Okay.
So you don't have to go to all 40 also.
Okay.
He also guides you which are those 3-4 principles which might give you the solution. It is more suitable where you need to solve a contradiction.
Okay.
Just to give an example, suppose you need to actually improve the life of laptop battery.
Okay.
So how you can improve? So you can increase the size.
Size, right?
But if you increase the size, the weight of the laptop is also increased.
Correct.
But it is a detrimental factor, or this is a negative factor when you are giving the value. So what you want is, now this is a contradiction. You are increasing something, you are adding some value, but also you are decreasing some value. So this is a contradiction. So innovation is not about the contradiction. Innovation is all about solving the contradiction.
Okay.
So how you can provide the value without any detrimental effect,
Okay.
or without any negative effect. So this 40 principle will guide you. What are those few principles which can actually solve your problem?
Okay. That's great. That's great. So means, for example, in your example, I want to increase the battery life, but I don't want to increase the size of the battery.
Exactly.
That is a contradiction.
Exactly.
And that is where TRIZ method can help you to solve the problem.
Yes.
There are 40 ways where he can suggest we can use any of those ways to solve that problem, right?
Yes.
And that's how it is.
But you don't have to go through all the 40 principles.
Okay.
As I mentioned, the metrics will tell you, and based on that, it will tell you, guide you, that these are the 3-4 principles. You please focus on this, which might solve your problem.
Okay.
Then your technical skills, the fundamental knowledge of the science, and your creativity comes into the picture
Okay.
to arrive at your solution.
Okay.
But this is a very good guiding tool. So now in India, the expertise on the TRIZ is available. Who can actually guide you, can train you how to use these principles and how to use the other tools of the defining the TRIZ. So this is really helping us in our organization.
Acha, okay, great. You're using it in your organization
Yes,
as
we
well.
are using
Okay.
it. And apart from all other tools, this is also one of the tools which we use.
Great. Great.
See, this is not very fixed that I'm going to use only one tool, or you should not fall in love with only one tool. Actually, I tell my team that you should be always a detached person like a sage.
Okay.
You
like
should
a
not
sage.
fall in love with your ideas.
Okay.
You should not fall in love with your any tool.
Okay.
Whatever is actually required at that point of time, you should be able to adopt that.
So TRIZ is one of the method that you have, but there are several other methods that you have mentioned. Also you're using. What key challenges did you face when you started your journey as an innovation leader, and how did you overcome those challenges in your company?
More than team, I would say, typically I feel that these challenges anybody can face in any organization.
Any organization, okay.
The innovation starts from the management. How keen your management is to promote the innovations, take the risk, and invest the money
Okay.
on your innovations?
Okay.
Is a key question. And if the company goal is not in that direction,
Okay.
because innovation is all about taking the risk.
True. True. It
It
may
is
work.
all
It may not work sometimes.
correct.
Right.
And then it also takes some time.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see many innovations into the market.
Right.
People did not accept as it is immediately.
Hmm. Hmm.
They have to actually spend some time.
True. True.
I used to tell the story
Uh-huh.
of the Sholay
Sholay. Okay. Movie.
movie.
Okay.
So that
Interesting.
movie Sholay, when it was launched,
Uh-huh.
the distributors were not ready to take that movie because they said that this is a flop movie.
Hmm.
You are killing a hero at the end, so it is not going to run.
Run.
So
Okay.
you have to change his story.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is not going to run.
Okay.
And what I know is, for 2 years, the picture was a flop picture. They did some changes,
Uh-huh.
but they kept the end as it is.
Okay.
But then people understood the whole fun or the entertainment of that, and then it picked up.
Okay.
So innovation is all about that.
Okay. Okay.
You are launching into the market, you have to wait
You have to wait, right?
to make people understand that this is innovation, this is going to help you.
Okay.
So that
Patience.
patience you should have.
Okay.
You should be able to put that money on the innovation part because it's a costly affair. You're spending money on patents, you're spending money on developments.
Right.
There are a lot of testings which happens, verification happens,
Right. Right. Right.
the test marketing happens.
Right. Right.
So you should be patient about it.
Okay.
So foremost thing for any organization, your top management has to be on the roll. They should be aligned and they should want this. Otherwise, it is not going to run.
Okay. Okay.
Then the second part comes the required team. Do you have really the capable people
Huh.
to align the organization goal of innovation? Some people wants to actually fence their innovations by doing the lot of fencing. So you will see lot of innovations, patent filings, but actually the product you will not find the product.
That also
Because
happens.
yeah,
Okay.
it
Okay.
happens. You are creating a fence to your competitors so that they should not actually go out of whatever the ideas they have currently. Then some people actually think for the future
Okay.
and they start already working on that because today we know that a lot of new technologies are coming, 3D
Right,
printing, and I am seeing a lot of innovations are happening now on 3D printing.
Right.
So in next 10-15 years,
Uh-huh.
there might be a lot of reduction on the conventional manufacturing,
Okay.
and the manufacturing will happen on the 3D printers.
Okay.
It is going to take some time because still today the cost and the speed is not matching to the current processes.
Okay.
But definitely in the all over the world, lot of innovations and lot of R&D is happening on that part.
Okay.
So 3D printing is coming into the picture, the robotics coming into the picture, the lot of simulation is coming into the picture,
Okay.
and you already know that AI is playing a big role
Big role. Right. Right.
everywhere.
Everywhere. Right.
So all these things people are thinking for the future.
Right. Right.
So they are not seeing that how my product is going to be there in the future. But if they start thinking and they know certain ideas that this is the future of my products,
Right.
instead of having the fear of that future, if you embrace that challenges and start working on that,
Right. Right.
then today those ideas you might feel that they are not up to the mark or they are not as per the trend.
Okay.
But they are for the future trend.
Okay. Okay. That's great.
So this thinking has to be there,
Okay.
and the organizations which are not thinking in that way might fail.
Okay.
So this is a great challenge for any organization. The second part, as I mentioned, the capable team.
Team.
Your
Right.
team has to be aligned with these goals. You have to have the culture which is built into your organization because this team will only build these cultures.
True. True. True.
The one thing is transactional part, which I know that I'm using these tools and techniques and then I'm able to create some innovations. But how I'm creating a culture that when I'm sitting, when I'm actually standing, I'm just thinking about the innovation. And it is when we say about the culture, it is not only the culture about the innovation of the products. But everywhere you should see the innovation in everywhere. Your processes, your systems,
Okay.
your business processes, manufacturing processes.
Okay.
Everywhere you start applying the innovations.
Okay. So it's not only about products, everywhere.
And because that is a culture. And when you have that culture, you start asking the questions, you start exchanging the knowledge. Because fundamentally the innovation process remains same.
Right.
Whatever actually you put as an end result is a different thing. It can be anything, because you have to apply that process.
Right.
The culture, you have to build that culture. So it is a challenge to build that culture.
Okay. Innovative culture in every
Innovative
aspect.
culture.
Okay. Okay.
And when you have this culture, I'm seeing that a lot of things happens. In my current organization, I'll tell you, you will be surprised to know that in the whole organization, whatever the plants we have in India, we registered more than 1 lakh kaizens in last 4 or 5 years.
Oh my God, that's great. That's a huge number.
So you can see 25,000, almost 25,000 small improvements
Great. Okay.
every year.
Okay. Okay.
So you can see how that adds the value to your organization.
Right. Right.
And it comes from that innovative culture.
Okay. Okay.
And TPM is a tool actually which we are using to have these innovations and improvements at every stage, every person. So there are a lot of such good innovations which are happening throughout the organization.
That's very interesting to know from the lowest staff to the CEO. Everyone is thinking in a different way or innovative way.
Yes.
And how do you maintain this culture? But when I listen, it sounds fantastic. But how do you maintain it?
As I mentioned, it starts from the top.
Right. Right. Right.
The top management is a key
Okay.
to build these cultures.
Okay. That's great.
And that is whatever the culture we are seeing is only because of that.
That's great.
Our top management is very committed
Okay.
to create this culture, and then it percolates. Then at senior level, people has to follow that, because you don't have to work in silos. Most of the time, I'll tell you what happens when in any organization, when problem comes, the true culture you will say when there is a problem.
True. Real character will come up that time.
Correct.
Right. Right.
And then whether you are started a blaming game or you are actually collaborating and solving that problem.
Okay.
It defines the culture. And then if it is a blame game, always a blame game, then people start feeling insecure. They go to their silos, and first whatever the problem comes or innovation comes or any new process comes, first they becomes a very protective, defensive, and they see that whether it is going to affect my function or me. So they are not open to adapt. They are not open to try new things.
Right.
So
right.
that breaking those silos, encouraging them to take the risk.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to actually celebrate the failures also. Unless somebody is making a repetitive mistake or somebody is not ethical or somebody is doing it with some purpose.
Bad intentions.
Then only you have to actually take the actions. But otherwise, we have to encourage the people who are going to take the risk.
Right.
Who are trying to do the same things in a new way. That is very, very important. And that basically drives the culture.
Okay.
So in this organization also, the top management is committed. The higher management is also committed. The middle management is also committed. And then the same culture actually flows down.
That's interesting, actually. Interesting to know.
So leader has to a person who should walk what he talks.
Lead by example. That's interesting to know. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to share it with the people who need it the most, so that they can build their business and aspirations around their inventions. Keep innovating and keep earning tremendously. Thank you.